The great ditch and mound in front of us are the remains of a castle built in the 12th century at a time of bitter civil war known as the Anarchy. During the Anarchy, supporters of King Stephen fought against his cousin and rival, the Empress Matilda. Thousands of ordinary people were killed or died of starvation. Others were forced to build castles for the opposing forces. I'm in Mount Bures today, which is in Essex in the north of the county, bordering Suffolk, and it's going to be another quick little video, another history one about Mount Bures Castle. Now there's not a hell of a lot here. There's the motte, the big mound of earth that the castle would have stood on, and the moat. You can get up to the top of it, but apart from that there's not a lot else, so you're going to have to use your imagination a little bit, and of course just sort of look through all the pictures and stuff and sort of the views of it. So here we are at the castle. It's just behind me now, behind this gate. Right, let's go and have a little look. After a climb to the top of the mound, you can see the high ground gives excellent views across the countryside. This allowed the castle's defenders to spot enemy movements and control local communication routes, including crossing places over the River Stour. An entry about the Anarchy in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, written by medieval English monks, says, "And so it went on for 19 years while Stephen was king. The land was laid waste, and people said openly that Christ and his saints were asleep." Archaeological excavations revealed the mound was built up like the layers of a cake, using earth dug out to create the ditch. The loose earth layers were stabilised by a ring of clay around the outside. Imagine being forced to help build the mound using only the basic tools that were available. Archaeologists have found no evidence for a building or anything to suggest the mound was permanently occupied. It may have been topped by a small lookout tower or palisade of sharpened stakes to protect the defenders. Mount Bures motte was probably built during the Anarchy, the 12th century civil war over the English succession, as a lookout post and place of safety for the residents. It seems to have had little use, and any structures on top were probably demolished in the early reign of Henry II. A manor has existed at Mount Bures since at least the Norman invasion, when it was granted to Roger de Montgomery, Earl of Shrewsbury, and the lordship placed into the hands of one of his sons, Roger of Poitou. It was originally believed he raised the motte, but recent archaeological investigation has now suggested it actually dates from the early 12th century. Accordingly, it was probably built during the Anarchy, the civil war between King Stephen and Matilda, daughter of Henry I, over the right of succession to the English throne. The county of Essex was embroiled in the conflict, for Geoffrey de Mandeville, Earl of Essex, switched sides on several occasions. Originally loyal to Stephen, he, along with most magnates, defected to Matilda after the capture of the king at the Battle of Lincoln, 1141. Later, he returned his support to Stephen, but fell out with the king in 1143, rebelled and was killed in a skirmish the following year. It was perhaps during these troubled times that the motte at Mount Bures was built in the vicinity of an important crossing over the River Stour. Little is known about the motte at Mount Bures, for it is not found in any surviving contemporary records. However, the 2011 archaeological excavations revealed some information on the structure. The discovery of Bronze Age pottery suggests the motte might have been built on top of an existing burial mound. Even if so, this mound was significantly enhanced with earth excavated around the base to form a ditch around the motte and then held together by a thick clay casing. The archaeological investigations found no sign of a significant structure on top of the motte, so it was likely Mount Bures was simply a lookout post and or a final point of safety for the residents of the nearby settlement. There was probably a wooden tower or palisade, but little else. No trace of Bailey has yet been discovered, but it is possible that the small settlement may have been enclosed by a simple earthwork, again probably topped by a wooden palisade. This has been mooted to be in the vicinity of the later church graveyard, which would explain why no trace of a Bailey survives. The anarchy was eventually settled with the agreement that King Stephen would rule for life and then be followed by Matilda's son, Henry II. He came to the throne in 1154 and immediately started to restore the much depleted royal authority. In particular, he ordered all castles built without royal permission to be demolished or demilitarised, and it is likely that Mount Bures went out of use at this time. Certainly no evidence of continued occupation was found during the 2011 investigations. Okay, well, that's about all there is to see of this castle here at Mount Bures in Essex. Like I said, it's not a lot, so you have got to use your imagination. But what a fascinating history though. Built sort of in the time of the anarchy and stuff, a really turbulent point in our country's history. So yeah, it's somewhere I've wanted to go for a while and tick off the list really. I knew there wasn't going to be a lot to see, but all the same, it's history, it's a castle. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Get in the comments, let us know what you think. If you want to see more stuff like this again, as always. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for watching and your support. I'll see you again soon, guys. See you later. Bye.